To what lengths do you go to protect your way of life? If someone challenged you or confronted sin in your life, how defensive would you become? How fiercely would you guard your sin? You see, lots of people are fine with the idea of a Savior until it comes to their submission to Him as King. At that point, they will do all they can to protect their own kingdom. Welcome to Lifeword's Day by Day. I want you to look with me at Matthew chapter 2. Matthew chapter 2 verses 1 through 3 say this: Wise men from the east came to Jerusalem, saying, Where is he who's been born the King of the Jews? When Herod the king heard this, he was troubled, and all Jerusalem with him. Someone once said of Herod that it was better to be a pig in Herod's kingdom than his son. Herod was a fiercely jealous and suspicious man who would do anything to protect his own control, authority, and sense of pride and power. So obsessed with himself that he killed his own brother-in-law, mother-in-law, his wife, and his 3 sons because he saw them as threats to his kingdom and his reign as king. He was a fiercely prideful man who sought to crush any threat to his own power. And you see that here in the text. It tells us that he gathers up the chief priests and scribes to find out where the Messiah was to be born. And notice with me how he refers to Jesus. He calls Jesus the Christ. Herod is familiar enough with the Old Testament that he knows that it speaks of an anointed one who is to come. But does that soften Herod's heart? Does it make him sit back and recognize the kingship of this one born of the Jews? Well, let's find out. Herod finds out where the baby is to be born from the chief priests and the scribes, so he has the location down. But next, Herod gathers up the wise men, and notice what he asks them. At what time did you see this star? In other words, how long ago did you see this star that prompted your journey? Well, what is Herod doing here? Herod was determining the present-day age of this one that had been born King of the Jews. Well, we can understand why Herod would want to know where Jesus was born. Maybe he wants to worship him too. At least that's what he tells the wise men. But why is he concerned about Jesus' age? When you read verse 16, it all makes sense. He wanted to know the child's age so he would know whom to kill in order to ensure that this child king would be killed as well. Herod was a man who killed in order to keep his kingdom and his throne intact. Jesus is a king who dies to keep his throne. You see, Christmas time is another reminder, not that a baby was born, but that a king was sent to the earth, and his kingdom confronts and challenges and overcomes every other kingdom that there is. As you pray today, please remember Jeremy Hambryce and his family, our missionaries in Papua New Guinea. And also remember the Luo broadcast that's heard in Kenya and Tanzania.